I got the horse right here, the name is Paul Revere, and here's a guy that says if the weather's clear, can do.
Hello, racing fans, and welcome back to another edition of Handicapper's Corner, brought to you by the Derby Bar and Grill. I'm Mike Heads. We're Drew Forster. We're going to go through the Saturday, June the 22nd races at Hastings. We do have 7 races to kick off another Saturday, Sunday weekend of action. Weather looks to be pretty darn good, and Sunday's a little murkier, but
yeah,
still going to be nice.
Beautiful outside. Corgi Day.
We got corgis.
Who
doesn't love the corgis?
Who doesn't?
Watching corgi races.
Who doesn't love the corgi races?
So we got 7 thoroughbred races, and I think we probably got about 5 or 6.
4 or 5 at least corgi races. English breeding, maybe on the turf for the corgis, right?
I think they are going to be on the turf, too.
I think they are on the turf.
In the infield.
No turf races on our card, naturally. As Mike mentioned, 7 on Saturday, 8 on Sunday. Getting right into it, the first is a $8,000 claim event for 3-year-old fillies, straight 3-year-old fillies, 4-8. I went to the 4 GMT Baby out of the red hot Phil Hallbarn. Of course, Phil, our leading trainer. Got dusted by her stablemate Flight Data last time, but the time before that, in for 16, only got, as a favorite, only got beat a length and a half by Marshall Swindle. Has speed, top connections, Enrique and Phil. For me, GMT Baby on top. Below that, I like the 2 Terry Clyde runners. Backseat Rider. Last time was in an 8-on-3 against older mares with Bear, a Notice. Snappy Ginger came back to win in a 16. Backseat Rider I like in the 2nd spot. And We Are Free. Only saw the 1 run out of this filly, and she ran fairly greenly and still won. So I think there's more there I can see. This is an easy step up for her. Into you run into a wide open maiden 4 with older girls. Now into a 8
against 3-year-olds.
3-year-old fillies for 8. She should fit well in here too. I went 4-7 and 3.
Yeah, I went to the 7 Backseat Rider. I was pretty impressed with her run. She was out 3 wide the whole race. No luck in the trip. I mean, it may happen again, but I'm hoping it doesn't happen again. But yeah, that race was productive. Bears come back to run. Notice Snappy Ginger won. Maury Girl ran 4th. She came back and won. That was a really tough non-3 8,000 against older mares, and this is an easier spot for Backseat Rider. GMT Baby definitely the best on paper. Has speed, but there is speed inside of her with Stevie's Song and also Harlan's Angel. So it's not going to be a picnic for GMT Baby to win this race at short odds. And I put the 2-horse Stevie's Song in for 3rd. I'm not going to give up on her after one.
Yeah,
not a great effort first time out.
1 3-year-old start.
First time out, obviously last year she won going 3.5. Then came back. Obviously something happened. And her first start this year, she was out there on the lead, was battled wide, 3 wide against Marshall Swindle and GMT Baby. It didn't run well. But look at the work tab. I know it was a 106 breezing after a race, and then a minute and 2 fifths, 101 and 1, 47 and 3. I think we'll see a better Stevie's Song, so don't give up on her.
She's live.
A lot of chances in here. 7-4-2 for me in the Saturday opener on the race number 2. I got to feel the 6 maidens here in this optional claiming event. Actually, 5 of them are in for the no price, and 1 is in for the 40,000. That's the 2 Hot Daddy. They're going 6.5. I went to the 3 Free Speech. Hard to get past that first race. Big effort behind next out winner, Proud and Loud, from the River's Edge Racing Stable. Went back to Edmonton to Century Mile and won. But Free Speech looks really good in here and worked in 58 and 4 last weekend.
That's good enough.
It looks like the speed gonna be tough. Reprimand is maybe one of Glenn's horses. The 1 Monation or the 6 Reprimand would be the next 2. I went 3-6-1.
I don't know much to add. I, like you, was very impressed with Free Speech's run his first time here. I was also really impressed with Proud and Loud. As you mentioned, he came back in an allowance race at Century and looked very good winning that. That's a nice colt for River's Edge. He got beat by that day. I don't see anybody in here that looks like Proud and Loud. So I'm going with Free Speech, and I agree. I put Glenn's 2 in the bottom, Reprimand, and then Mo Nation. Reprimand's been progressing nicely in his 2 starts. Just 1 start last year, 1 start this year. It looks like a horse is starting to put it together. He's an orb, and obviously the Uncle Mo. Who knows?
The Uncle Mo, you got to respect.
Yeah, exactly. He obviously looks like he can run some. He's had some good works. I went 3, 6, and 1 in the 2nd. On to the 3rd. $16,000 for older boys going a mile and a 16th field of 6. I did go to the 2, maybe my favorite name at the track, the All Button. I love the All Button. It has been a little wind shy.
Loses.
Yeah, exactly. This is a good one to take the all button because he'll be the favorite, and he likes to get beat. Just hasn't been able to regain his California form.
Really good.
But yeah, got a 73 buyer last time, second behind the City Steel, who was a horse I liked a lot, was coming off a nice win, sprinting for 12.5. He was better going long. He proved that. And this guy was well clear of the third horse Totality. Obviously, again, the connections, Redicop and Gonzalez and Phil Hall. All button for me on top. I'm going to put Ezekiel in the second spot. This guy didn't run bad behind Wise Market, and the odds are good in a 16. And he won his first start this year. There was 16 on 3. First time in wide open company. He ran good. I could see him improving again for Anita Bolton. Amadeo, leading rider. Back on him, or gets them out on him. And I threw in Kermode for third. He comes out of that same race. He was just behind Ezekiel, so a logical horse to have in my top 3. I went 2-1-4.
Yeah, I got the same horses. I agree with the all button. He looks miles the best in here. If he repeats that last race, he must win today. There's no one in here that can match strides with the all button if that last race resurfaces.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
if he gets the lead
he's
and he's on his own.
Horse, but you're getting a small mutual on him, but he looks like a pretty good key in the early win 4.
Yeah.
I put the 4-horse Kermode in for second. He's got some good races going along. Could be some speed in here. Ezekiel goes, the all button, Imposing Cat. Martello likes to be near the lead. Kermode could get a nice trip in behind the leaders, even Sanwar. But Kermode with Richard Hamill, I think he's won on this horse before too, Hamill, but I know it's not on form, but
he's
Kermode's interesting, and I agree with the one, Ezekiel. He's also interesting in this race. I went 2-4-1 in the third. On to the fourth race, maiden $16,000 claimers for 3-year-olds and upwards, going 6.5 furlongs. The 2-horse Little Groot, I'm going to try. He was beat up on the head end by the eventual winner, Ranger, and he lost second by 3.5 lengths to Volo Veloce, but I just don't see any speed in here at all. Little Groot's got to get an easy lead. And Richard Hamill jumps aboard. There's just no speed unless one of the firsters pops up with speed. Little Groot's going to get a comfortable pace. He's had to go some tough paces in his last couple, and I just thought this horse was worth a look at a bit of a price. The 6-horse Volo Veloce is, probably live in here as well. Good runner-up effort, but did take advantage of some fast fractions. And the 4-horse Jack's Rain goes without blinkers for the first time. And he ran okay behind Mosley and Doobie. And those are better maidens, though. Mosley hasn't resurfaced yet since his maiden score, but Doobie has come back to hit the board in his next couple of starts. So Jack's Rain's worth a look. His work time's been good too. 51-1 breezing, which I love to see 3 days out. Nice comfortable breeze, not fast. But prior to that, 1 minute and 3/5. So he's sitting on a good race too. I didn't love anyone in here. I went 2-6-4. And they're definitely all 3 of them are going to be on my ticket, and even the 1-horse, my Grand Valentine. Tough race.
I got almost totally different horses. I put Jack's Rain on top just because he'd been running in maiden specialist down at Santa Anita. Hadn't run since February. I think he needed that last race. Made a nice move and then kind of flattened out as the favorite. Blinkers go off today. Gilker and Antonio Reyes. I could see this horse taking a big step forward in his second start over Hastings. So I got him on top. Put my Grand Valentine in the second spot. If you can go back to that first race he ran this year.
Really behind Whiskey.
Ran a huge race just behind Whiskey Bound, who came back to win an allowance race. He's kind of ran a couple clunkers since then, but I haven't totally lost faith. I think the dip down to 16. Did not even stop at 25.
Those are maiden specials, so those are tough.
Down to 16 could be what he needs, and I want him on my ticket. I put him in second, and I put the Valentine Kid, Maben's horse. Another one, 2 maiden special weights where he was not beaten far. Beat 4 behind Whiskey Bound. Just beat a couple lengths behind Dayflyer and Victor. And then last time, Spokane's Gem just ran away and hid. He was clearly the second best that day.
Right.
And that was for 25. Now in for 16. Scott Williams gets aboard. I don't mind him. That might be a long shot play in there. 4, 1, and 5 for me in the fourth. On to the fifth. Maiden 8 for 3 and up. Colts and Geldings. Speaking of Rob Maben, I went to Maben's horse here. Troupon Online. Maben told me earlier this spring that he thought this one was training as good as anybody he had. And his first 2 races, he absolutely did not show up. I don't even think it's necessarily like the 16 or 25. It's just like he wasn't running.
No, he wasn't running.
He wasn't running at all. He was just not showing up. And ran a huge race last time. A really good effort.
He was into it.
Behind KK Gold. And he finally got something out of a race. And I could see him moving forward off of that. And maybe get a bit of a price on him. I put Troupon Online. I had a Bamboo 11, a logical pick. Got beat by Rockstar Red, affiliate of the Terry Jordan barn, or the Anita Bolton barn, I should say, last time. She got an easy lead and just ran away. And Bamboo 11, you know, that was a big field at 10. Kind of came through horses. I thought a really encouraging race, and now gets Denny Velasquez aboard. So Bamboo 11 for me in the second spot. And I threw in Gabby's Bay, the Terry Clyde barn. Terry having a good year. James Redikoff owns her. The mare was a very good mare.
Gabby got
her way. Just one start at 2, one start at 3, second start at 3. I'm hoping she can move forward, and this is a softer assignment for her as well. I went 3, 2, and 6.
I had no idea what to do with this.
Take them all.
Some race,
this might be the all button.
Some races you look at, and you can look at it for a long time and just still not get a good handle on the race. And the best one I came up with personally was the 5 Random Act. He was a good third behind KK Gold and Troupon Online, sprinting last time. His sprint prior behind Demerara and Volo Veloce wasn't bad either. I just thought a couple of his route races last year, he's a 4-year-old, weren't bad. He's by looking at Lucky. That's second behind Brave Nation. I thought was, you know, if that race comes up,
that's good enough to win this.
The money.
Yeah.
And the barn's going well. Ramiro Saunders riding really well. I just thought this was maybe an interesting horse to go to. Troupon Online, I agree. He woke up last time. Don't know why. There was no blinker change, no anything changed. Just the company change, and he really
but as I said,
well.
it wasn't even the company. He like figured it out apparently.
He was just he was a lot of horse last time, and he's
at a healthy 42 to 1.
Yes, that boy, Rob.
Yes.
And the one horse Finally Famous I threw in for third.
Yeah,
also comes
I can see
the
that.
Demerara Volo Veloce race. He was only a half length behind Random Act. He's finality at a Regal Red, and I think there's some distance in this pedigree. And his 2 races this year, he was second behind Times for a Change, and who I know I like, and I think you like tomorrow. This horse is at least coming out of 2 good races. 5-3-1 for me in the 5th. On the 6th race, $4,000 fillies and mares going a mile on the 16th. Non-winners of 4 lifetime. Or non-winners of the 2019 season, or since May the 3rd. The 5 horse, to me, Don't Tell Judy's going to get the lead.
Yeah.
Her race is on the turf, going along, going 7.5 and a mile when she was in against restricted company, sort of. We're quite good. That tells me that she can go.
She can get the distance.
She doesn't have distance limitations. She's going to be okay. I hate making cases for horses that are going to be the favorite, but she's going to get the lead in here. Going to be awfully tough to beat. Veloso Raptor will probably put some pressure on her, and if she loses, that'll be the one that makes her lose. And if she does, I think the 4 Kodiak Quick or the 8 Commercial Appeal will be the horses. Yeah. I went 5, 4, 8. I think those 3 horses stand tall, way above the balance of the field. It's not much between the 4, 5, and 8, but there is between the 1, 2, 3, 6, and 7 against the 4, 5, and 8. I went 5, 4, 8.
Yeah, I'm with you. I went to the 8 Commercial Appeal. It's the horse that's won 5 times at the distance of her 9 wins.
Yep.
Coming off a good second at the distance, buying 7 chances. Actually looked like a winner that day. 7 chances came and caught her. Denny Velasquez sticks with her. I like Commercial Appeal. I agree. Don't Tell Judy. You go back in her form. She is good going long.
The speed.
The only one you can see, it says like 0 for 1 at a mile 16th, but that was in the BC Day distaff, right?
But there's 7.5 furlong, like I said, on the turf. It shows
exactly.
You can go 2 turns and run, or at least distance, and be well. But Veloso Raptor.
I agree with you. That's the one that could ruin the party for her. But I got Don't Tell Judy in the second spot, and I agree. Kodiak Quick, another one. Good. It was just what was she? Half length behind Commercial Appeal last time, so she's live in here as well.
They're all close.
8, 5, and 4 for me. Same horses, Mike, just a slightly different order. On to the 7th and final. This is a maiden 4 for 3-up Colts and Gullings. Going to mile 16.
There's 1 filly. We got 1 filly.
I took the filly.
Hug's a filly.
I took the filly. Hug. Yeah. This actually came. This is a good spot. She is running against the boys, but it's a good spot. She's coming off a second behind Hard Rain in that race, and it's only right. She went from maiden 25 to maiden 4, and everybody else here has pretty much been getting dusted double digits. She's the one that got beat a length and 3/4 last time. I know it was against a girl, but nonetheless, I'm going to go to Hug. I put Kindergarten Grader in the second spot. He ran in maiden 8 last time, sprinting. he's got he's got a good number for the distance. He's only ran a mile 16th. That was in the Ascot graduation last year.
He ran okay that day.
And he did not run bad. And this is not the Ascot graduation. He's in for 4. I got him in the second spot. And I threw in Sweet Prince of Mine. This is a horse that at the Dave Milburn barn took some money and dropped Amadeo straight out of the gate last time. He actually was a refund, I believe. He was declared non-starter. Came back in a maiden 4 with Marti aboard. Kind of ran flat, but I think there's more there, and this race is not very tough. And he's got Romaro Sanders, so I went 2, 1, and 6.
Yeah, I went to the 1 kindergarten grader,
Yeah.
just dropping from the 8,000 level down for the 4 and against KK. It's a tough race. I think
KK
if
Gold
Random
was
Act
live,
or Coupon Online wins, it'll really add some stock to kindergarten grader. And prior to that, he was in against Transplant and Bill Smoke and Bullet next to Winner's Smoke. Okay, he's been in 2 tough races, kindergarten grader, and he doesn't want to sprint. He's good. I think he's going to be a good route horse. He's by Hunter's Bay. There's a lot of distance in the pedigree. I know it was not a good indicator last year in the Ascot graduation, but he was actually only beaten a nose for 4th. He ran a better than looked race that day.
If he runs that race back, he'll win it.
He's going to win. Yeah. I put the 3-horse Buck in for second.
One more time for Buck.
One more time for Buck. I don't know. He's a super saver. Maybe the distance will save him. This might be speed and get out there and be dangerous race rides for Craig. And the 2-horse, I put the filly in for 3rd. She did race 3 wide the whole race. They didn't run very fast, but still this horse was 3 wide the whole race and still boxed on well to be 2nd. So I thought she's definitely in the mix as well. She might be a little under the odds, but still
she might be not a value
play. I went 1-3-2 in the Saturday finale. That'll do it for analysis of the Saturday program. Next up on screen will be a quick recap of our selections. Back in race number 1, I did go to the 7 backseat rider. I'm going to go for 7-4-2. Race number 2 went to the 3 free speech. Probably the best bet of the day for me.
I think so.
I went 3-6-1. In the 3rd race, the 2, the all button, could contribute to another small price, but certainly looks good. 2-4-1. Race number 4, a very difficult race. Go deep in that one. I went 2-6-4. Race number 5, I went to the 5 random act. I'm going to go 5-3-1. Race number 6, the 5. Don't tell Judy over the 4 Kodiak Quick and the 8 Commercial Peel. Not much between those 3. And the 7th race, I went to the 1 kindergarten grader. I'm going to go 1-3-2.
On to my picks. There we go. Back in the first, I went to the 4 GMT Baby over the 7-3. The second, I agree with Mike. This would be my best bet of the day. Number 3, Free Speech over the 6 and the 1. The third, I agree with Mike again on the 2, the all button. That's the last time we agree all day. The all button over the 1 and the 4. We always agree on the all button.
Yeah.
The 4th race, I went to the 4, Jack's Rain over the 1 and the 5. In the 5th, I went to the 3, Troupon Online over the 2 and the 6. In the 6th, I like this horse, number 8, Commercial Appeal over the 5 and the 4. And in the nightcap, I went to the filly, number 2, Hug over the 1 and the 6.
All right, that'll do it for this edition of Handicapper's Corner. Don't forget, as Drew mentioned, Corgi races on Saturday. You can't miss it. First race goes at 150.
It'll be a real dog and pony show,
yes,
as they
it
say.
will be. Dog and ponies. Our next live card will be Sunday. First race at 150. We will have 8 races on the Sunday program. No stakes races this weekend. We will get back to stakes races on the Canada Day weekend as we do race Sunday and Monday.
Yeah.
The following weekend, June the 30th and July the 1st. So
and that's
tweak to the schedule.
3-year-old.
Yep, Chris Loseth and the, I can't remember the filly stake, but maybe the Super, not sure, I can't remember. Anyway, there's 3-year-old fillies headed by Summerlin, 3-year-old colts, Explode. They're going along for the first time, so the 3-year-olds, both fillies and colts and geldings, will get the chance to go on the 16th on the Canada Day weekend. But on behalf of Drew, thanks everyone for tuning in. If you can't make it out to Hastings, please do come here to the Derby Bar and Grill. Lots going on as always. Lots of simulcasting from Belmont Park, Churchill.
It's a good time of year.
Yeah.
You get, and
final weekend of Santa Anita.
And we're getting close to a great time of year where, a month from now we'll be talking about Saratoga and Del Mar. But right now we got Santa Anita, Pleasanton, Churchill,
Gulfstream.
They'll
be having the
the mandatory payout.
The mandatory coming up pretty soon because it's up over $2 million.
Yeah, keep an eye on that.
Yep. Okay, on behalf of Drew, thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll see you next time here on Handicapper's Corner.
I got the horse right here, the name is Paul Revere, and here's a guy that says if the weather's clear, can do